1. When designing a training module for mold remediation specialists, which instructional method best supports adult learners who already have field experience? A. Lecture-only presentations. B. Hands-on simulation with guided feedback. C. Memorization of industry standards. D. Reading assignments without interaction. 2. In evaluating a mold remediation trainee's competency, the most valid method would be A. Multiple choice test on terminology. B. Peer discussions about remediation theories. C. Practical demonstration of containment setup. D. Writing an essay on mold health effects. 3. Which principle of adult learning is most critical when teaching specialists about regulatory compliance in mold remediation? A. Relying on rote memorization. B. Connecting training to real-world job contexts. C. Delivering lengthy lectures. D. Emphasizing abstract, theoretical concepts. 4. When developing curriculum for mold remediation, which sequence ensures optimal learning outcomes? Start with advanced remediation tactics, then cover basics. B. Present complex regulations first, then basic skills. C. Begin with safety fundamentals, then progress to technical practices. D. Teach compliance audits before containment methods. 5. A mold remediation specialist mentoring a junior colleague should focus primarily on A. Highlighting every mistake in detail. B. Encouraging self-directed problem-solving with guidance. C. Assigning tasks without explanations. D. Limiting feedback to technical issues only. 6. When communicating regulatory updates to a team, which strategy ensures clarity and compliance? A. Sending unstructured text messages. B. Holding a structured briefing with Q&A. C. Requiring employees to find regulations independently. D. Posting updates without explanation. 7. Which evaluation tool most effectively measures whether learners can apply containment protocols correctly? A. Written multiple choice test. B. Job site performance checklist. C. Verbal Q&A in the classroom. D. Online quiz about containment. 8. A remediation trainer wants to ensure trainees retain procedures for PPE use. Which method aligns with adult learning retention principles? A. Short videos followed by immediate practice. E. Memorization drills. C. Reading policies silently. D. Listening to extended lectures. 9. In curriculum development, alignment between learning objectives and assessment ensures A. Easier grading for instructors. B. Accurate measurement of trainee competence. C. More entertaining content. D. Less accountability for trainees. 10. A mold remediation specialist must interpret OSHA standards. Which instructional approach ensures understanding? A. Group analysis of case studies with regulatory application. B. Copying standards into notebooks. C. Passive reading of regulations. D. Listening to a compliance officer's lecture. 11. When mentoring, what is the most effective way to build trust and accountability? A. Offering constructive feedback in private and recognizing strengths. B. Correcting every issue in front of peers. C. Giving minimal feedback to avoid conflict. D. Assigning difficult tasks without support. 12. Which communication skill is essential when explaining air sampling results to clients? A. Using technical jargon only professionals understand. B. Translating data into clear, actionable insights. C. Avoiding details to prevent confusion. D. Providing results without context. 13. In regulatory compliance training, adults benefit most when A. Trainers connect rules to personal safety and liability. B. Trainers require memorization of code numbers. C. Sessions rely only on long lectures. D. Compliance is presented without practical context. 14. The best evaluation method for determining if trainees understand moisture mapping is A. Hands-on field exercise creating maps. B. Multiple-choice written test. C. True-false quiz on equipment names. D. Group discussion without demonstration. 15. Which strategy enhances long-term retention in mold remediation training? A. Spaced repetition and scenario-based reviews. B. Single high-stakes exam only. C. One-time lecture without interaction. D. Memorizing definitions. 16. A curriculum that emphasizes learning by doing aligns with which adult learning theory? A. Behaviorism. B. Constructivism. C. Experiential learning. D. Cognitive dissonance. 17. Which mentoring approach fosters independence in junior mold remediation specialists? A. Modeling tasks, then gradually reducing guidance. B. Always performing the work for them. C. Correcting errors without explanation. D. Encouraging dependence on senior staff. 18. The most effective way to evaluate remediation effectiveness after training is A. Direct observation of job site cleanup practices. B. Reviewing written reflections. C. Short answer tests on concepts. D. Peer-to-peer interviews. 19. In communicating curriculum expectations, the trainer should A. Provide clear objectives and performance standards at the start. B. Share objectives only after the final assessment. C. Avoid stating objectives to reduce stress. D. Rely on trainees to infer expectations. 20. Which regulatory compliance topic must always be included in a mold remediation specialist curriculum? A. OSHA respiratory protection standards. B. General chemistry theories. C. History of mold discovery. D. Personal development workshops. 21. A formative evaluation during mold remediation training is best conducted by A. Giving immediate feedback during practice drills. B. Assigning a final exam only. C. Asking learners to write end-of-course reflections. D. Collecting attendance records. 22. When training on safe disposal of contaminated materials, which method ensures skill mastery? A. Live demonstration followed by supervised practice. E. Memorizing disposal protocols only. C. Watching a video without interaction. D. Reading OSHA documents silently. 23. A remediation mentor observing a trainee incorrectly sealing containment should A. Intervene immediately with corrective demonstration. B. Allow errors to continue without comment. C. Criticize without offering solutions. D. Assign another trainee to fix mistakes. 24. Which evaluation approach provides the most reliable evidence of trainee competence in remediation reporting? A. Written assignment simulating a compliance report. B. Group discussion about report importance. C. Multiple choice test on reporting terms. D. Verbal Q&A about documentation. 25. Effective communication during team remediation requires A. Clear role assignments and confirmation of understanding. B. Allowing assumptions about responsibilities. C. Speaking only through written memos. D. Avoiding briefings to save time. 26. In adult learning, intrinsic motivation is enhanced when training. A. Connects skills to professional growth and safety outcomes. B. Uses only forced repetition drills. C. Discourages questions to save time. D. Ignores personal career goals. 27. Which curriculum component ensures that mold remediation specialists can adapt to new regulations? A. Continuous professional development modules. B. One-time certification training. C. Memorization-only training sessions. D. Independent study without guidance. 28. A remediation trainer assessing communication skills should use A. Role-play scenarios with client interactions. B. Written definitions of communication terms. C. True-false test on listening skills. D. Silent observation of classroom behavior. 29. Which strategy best addresses different learning styles in mold remediation training? A. Combining visual demonstrations, practice, and discussion. B. Providing only text-based manuals. C. Offering a single lecture format. D. Using identical assessments for all. 30. Mentoring effectiveness is best evaluated through A. Feedback from mentees and observation of skill transfer. B. Tracking attendance at meetings only. C. Counting the number of mentoring sessions. D. Reviewing written mentoring logs. 31. The primary purpose of summative evaluation in mold remediation training is to A. Measure final competence against objectives. B. Provide immediate practice feedback. C. Track participation rates. D. Encourage informal peer learning. 32. A trainee shows difficulty understanding negative air pressure concepts. The best instructional adjustment is A. Provide hands-on demonstration using equipment. B. Reassign trainee to another module. C. Repeat the same lecture verbatim. D. Ask them to memorize technical definitions. 33. Which regulatory agency sets standards for safe exposure limits to mold in the U.S.? A. EPA. B. OSHA. C. CDC. D. NIOSH.